There is a quiet power in waiting, a wisdom in stillness, a grace in trusting that life will unfold as it must. Patience is not about standing idle, but about standing firm in faith, hope, and resilience. Patience is not weakness, it is strength. It is the willingness to endure without bitterness, to trust without wavering. The strongest souls are not those who rush through life, but those who walk with steady purpose, knowing that every season has its time. We live in a world that glorifies speed, fast success, quick results, immediate gratification, but wisdom whispers to us, be still. Growth cannot be rushed. The tree that spreads its roots deep into the earth does not bloom overnight. The caterpillar does not become a butterfly in a day, and we too must embrace the process of becoming.
Embracing the process of becoming, learning to be in the present, learning to enjoy the now. Sometimes I feel like I'm living my life in the future. I have so many big goals and so many big dreams that I just can't wait to get there. I'm always looking to the next big chapter, the next version of myself, the next big goal. But in doing that, I forget that life is happening right now. And this impatience seeps into all areas of my life, feeling like I'm wasting time if I'm not being productive, frantically brushing my teeth, rushing down my food, watching everything on times 2 speed, walking fast and overtaking everyone on the street, carrying tension in my shoulders without even noticing it. And I know I'm not the only one. We rush through simple and essential tasks like eating, walking, breathing, as if they're inconveniences. When was the last time you noticed your breath, or slowed down and chewed your food properly before swallowing, or looked up at the sky and actually took in the clouds and the sounds around you? Maybe part of it is where I grew up. I feel like growing up in London has conditioned me to be that way. Living in London, you will literally be pushed out of the way if you don't walk fast enough, so it's become second nature for me to rush. Maybe it's because I grew up wanting to be a dancer and was told there was an age limit, that dancers were only booked if they looked young, that once you reach a certain age, opportunities disappear. That belief planted this deep sense of urgency, a fear of time passing, a feeling that everything important had to happen fast. And then there's the idea that as we get older, our bodies just inevitably decline. We're told we become stiff, more injury prone, less capable. And yes, age plays a role, but it's not the whole story and it's not an excuse. Now that I teach Pilates and understand the body more deeply, I see this differently. Joseph Pilates, the founder of the method, said you're only as young as your spine is flexible. If we keep our bodies moving, mobile and strong, aging doesn't have to mean decline. If we don't use it, we lose it. The reality is that most people stop training new movements and full ranges of motion as they get older, and so they end up aging quicker. But that's a topic for another day because I could talk about this for hours. Or maybe my lack of impatience is social media making me feel like I'm behind. Maybe it's just being ambitious, having big goals, wanting more from life. But I've realised that this constant rushing around isn't serving me. It only raises my stress levels and disconnects me from the present, and it stops me from actually enjoying the life I'm working so hard to build. Movement has always helped me with all of this. Dance has always been a big part of my life, and it is truly one of the only times I feel completely present. I'm able to forget about worries, stress, and whatever chaos might be happening in my life. Pilates has also helped me see the importance of slowing down in a different way. As a Pilates instructor, I see it all the time. People rushing through exercises, trying to skip the difficult parts, and not wanting to move slowly or hold stillness. But that's where the magic happens. Holding a challenging position, moving slowly through the struggle, and bringing your awareness back to your breath. This is what builds your strength, both physically and mentally. Oftentimes, your mind gives up before your body. Pilates is built on the connection between mind and body. When you learn to control the mind, the body is capable of so much more than you think. And when you build strength through muscle, your mind is able to take on a lot more also. So often, people rush through exercises because they're chasing the burn, chasing sweat, or chasing quick results. Or because they simply don't have the patience to stay with the discomfort and let the challenge build gradually. But moving slowly actually gives better results. When you slow down, you recruit the right muscles instead of letting the wrong ones take over. You connect movement to breath, you connect mind to body, and that's the whole point. When we move too fast, we miss the point, and ironically, we move further away from the result that we want. And the same thing happens in life. If we rush through our days, always chasing the next milestone and never appreciating the small moments, we end up further away from the joy we're trying to reach. Yin yoga is another huge lesson in patience. I never used to understand the point of it. I don't practice yoga that often, but when I did, I always chose fast-paced, dynamic vinyasa or hot yoga, the kind of class where you leave dripping in sweat and feel like you've had a proper workout. I used to say yin wasn't for me because I struggled to sit still and do nothing. If I was going to practice yoga, I wanted to feel like I was doing something. If you're not familiar with it, yin yoga is incredibly slow. Instead of flowing between poses, you hold passive stretches for 3 to 5 minutes at a time. It targets the deeper connective tissues, fascia, ligaments, and joints, rather than muscles. And the irony is, it can be more challenging than fast-paced yoga sometimes, just in a different way. And now I've actually fallen in love with it, because I've realized how rarely I give myself space to do nothing. Space for my mind to wander, space without stimulation, space without productivity. The long stillness allows mental, emotional, and physical tension to rise to the surface. It forces you to sit with sensations and feelings instead of distracting yourself from them. And the reward doesn't come instantly. The benefits come after you've stayed in the discomfort. It's a reminder that you can't rush the process. You can't skip the uncomfortable middle, and you can't achieve meaningful growth without patience. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about how short life really is. The only time we truly have is now. Taking time to feel our emotions, appreciate the people around us, notice small moments of joy, and practice gratitude. That's the part we often miss if we're rushing. So why are we always trying to get somewhere else? This is the time we will never get back. And I'm not pretending I'm suddenly going to become the slowest, most stress-free, go-with-the-flow type person. I have a lot of goals and a lot of things I care deeply about. But this is my reminder to be more present, to take the pressure off achieving everything immediately, and to practice a little more patience with myself along the way.